Hello there, Sir from 17 once again. This is a Balls Deep of Ease, the Oath in Felghana. I've not really played any of these series, but I really want to, and I made the mistake last night of testing to make sure this game worked by starting on the hardest difficulty. And I cannot beat the boss. The boss does these flying sword moves that I don't know how to dodge, and they kill me in like 3 hits. So this might be the shortest quick look of a game I've ever done in my Balls Deep series, but we'll just have to see. It is a standard RPG in a lot of ways. There's a lot of talking in towns, there's a lot of dialogue between characters, and then when you fight, it's very reminiscent of something like Alundra or A Link to the Past in how the combat works, but it has a level of precision that those games potentially didn't use. So there's a lot of depth and a lot of quality here, and I think it seems really, really cool. But this is the quarry, and I'm going to be running around this area showing off some of the combat. So this is my dude. Apparently I have the ability to run, and it says double tap to run, but I don't know what button does that, because Y turns into my Super Saiyan form, which is really useful. B jumps, A is my attack, X does nothing, and everything else does nothing. So there's all these buttons on this controller, and they don't do anything. It's really confusing. I don't seem to have a way to evade, other than jump. I think jump is the evade. And I don't have any way, seemingly, to use a sword to do to do shield things, to defend, to parry, to deflect. So the combat revolves a lot around dodging just visually and attacking with your combos like such. And you've got a jumping attack, where if you delay your attack as you come down, you will drop down with your sword like that, and it's this really powerful move. And then you've got your standard hits that I was doing just then, and if you do like a jump and attack, you'll do a jumping spin. So there's a whole host of different modifiers. Let's do it on these guys. Here's your normal combo, like that. He glows before he attacks to give you a really nice signposting of when you need to move. And then you come back in and you hit him a few times and you do your dodges. Jump over the web. And every time I hit them, you'll notice they get like a little stun state, which enables me to do my full combo. And each time I attack, I'm building up experience rates and damages and things like that. And they kind of hit a fever pitch where you get a bit of a bonus. Oh, that was a bad example right there of a good frame advantage move. Oops, as he got his attack anyway. Because if you attack them as they glow, they will still attack. But if you attack them before they glow, then you'll interrupt them usually. But if they start, I think it gives them an attack priority. So it's something to bear in mind. But I don't know, guys. I've been playing for like 20 minutes. And the music is great. I love the look of the game. And the combat feels really fun, but then I got to this boss, and he just burned me. Straight up, just flapjacked me. It sucked. Also, you'll notice my sword has an element on it. It has fire on it now, because I'm doing okay, I guess. It's some kind of passive bonus for kicking ass. And when things break up like that and they drop stuff, it looks really nice. Like, it's such a very simple game in a lot of ways, but I really like it. And then when you get the power-up mode, you can go into this and you can have a much better combo, where your combo doesn't reset itself, so you can kind of combo indefinitely and do a lot of damage. But I can't seem to do any kind of charge moves just yet, and the complexity is probably going to ramp up because this is only the beginning. But what we're going to do is we're going to run around here a little bit, we're going to kill some stuff, and I'm going to show you the boss, and the boss is going to burn me. He's going to bury me with his sword moves. And the moves look like you can jump past them sometimes, but there's times when you try to jump them and they hit you anyway. So it's one of those really kind of like, I've got to get the timing down, and it takes a lot of skill, and it's a skill I just don't have just yet. I need to get rid of that. And then I can start doing that on these fellas, and it does a lot of damage. But it's such an interesting system. Build up your special meter, and then unleash your special meter and just cause immense chaos to everything around you in an RPG. It seems so strange, doesn't it? I talked to this fella, and he said go back to that storeroom, and when I went back to the storeroom, that's where that boss is. So I'm going to keep going forward. Maybe through here is an easier path. That drops money. How much money do I have? 870 gold. I could go back to the village and buy a new sword, and maybe the new sword will help me fight it. Because that could be cool for Balls Deep, right? Because it'll show you some of the other stuff you do in the game. And that's what these are about, showing people stuff that you might not know. Because this is apparently a remake of the third game in the Ys series. For the PSP, I think. And on GOG, at the moment, you can get Ys Origin, which is 1 and 2, and then you can get this one. So if you like what you're watching right now and you want to check this out, you can pick these games up right now and get all 3 of them. And they are full RPGs that play so differently to what you might be used to, which is what you're watching right now. This kind of, you know, you press buttons, you get responses, brawler-esque action game. Which is kind of sweet, and if you have a PSP, they're available on the PSP. So if you like portable gaming, then there's no reason not to. The depth perception on some of this is kind of interesting. Like, it still works, but you wouldn't think it would sometimes. When you look at that, it looked kind of goofy, right? I got the wrong input just then. Ooh, I stunned him, nice. Get down, friend. And I think when you level up, you heal yourself. I think it's one of those games where as you level up, it replenishes your life, which is really nice of it, because it doesn't have to do that. Oh, I've not seen these creatures before, so I should probably do this right. I'm doing 1 damage to them. That's kind of scary, and I'm moving. I feel like I'm moving slower. Can't go up here though, can you fellas? Oh, you cannot. I think I've got to wait for them to attack, and then I've got to attack them, because they're armoured on the top, but they're not armoured on the bottom. So I get the feeling that I've got to risk taking a hit to give them a hit. It'd be nice if... Ow. If there weren't so many of them immediately. Look at this. Wow, they take it like champions. Oh, he did 29 damage just then. I don't know if I'm supposed to do that. I wonder how much... Fucking hell. That guy, how come he's got so much range with that? Yeah, look at that. I just got murdered. Damn. Ouch. I don't know how to fight those enemies. I'm going to go back that way, though. I'm just not going to kill everything the same way. That's the reason why I don't start these things on the hardest difficulties. The last 2 games I've picked, I've been playing on my off time, so that's why they're on harder difficulties, because I've been playing them. But, like, there's a reason why I don't pick harder difficulties for quick looks, for balls deeps, because you never know what you're going to get. And this is a great example. I'm coming up against an enemy, which I've never fought before, in a game that I don't know how to play, and it just fucking murked me. And it kind of ruins the experience, because you don't want to watch me repeat what I'm doing a lot of the times. So if you've ever wondered why I don't do that, that's a pretty good example, because it's just like live TV, you know, you never know what's going to happen, and nothing ever goes as planned. So you've got to always account for things start to fuck up, and things will always start to fuck up. It's like when you stream. I get no technical issues when I do recordings with OBS, but the moment I stream, every technical issue comes out of the woodwork. Because it's just how it works. It's unfortunate, but it's one of the facts of life, isn't it? Sod's law. I do like that drop attack. Sweet. And it takes some interesting timing to do the dropping attack, which is cool. You don't just get it for free, which I like. You've got to time it. Was the money over that way? I can't remember. There was a pot of quite a lot of money. I definitely want to pick it up, because I want to go back and I want to get a better sword. That's so sweet. MP up! Where's my cheesy announcers? Remember Bastion? When in Bastion there was that crazy announcer that just talked the entire time. He was fun. Everybody told me about it though before I played it, so I was expecting it to be amazing, and it wasn't as good as I was expecting, but it was still pretty cool. You know, props where it's due. There we go. Fellas. See, that's the reason why you don't go all out unless you have the powered up mode. because on your recovery, they will hit you, which is exactly what they did just then. Right. I'm just going to skip those armoured things. This is where the money was, right? Yeah, there it was. That puts me to nearly 1,000. If we can get 1,000 gold... That hit me? Damn. Good job, monster. I don't think that should have hit me, personally. See what I mean? The depth perception on an attack like that can be a little confusing just because of the perspective. Shit. Oh, wow! How many times did that hit him? That was cool. Unfair for him, but fair for me. Ow. Damn it, I didn't dodge it in time. I need to be careful too, because that bug did 29 damage to my life. And I don't actually know if there's a way to heal in this game, because the D-pad just moves you. Yeah, I think I'm going to start going back, actually. That bird's flying through the geometry, just so I can go get a better sword and not lose progress. But when you move between zones in this game, what will happen is it respawns everything, so you need to be careful of that. It's got really good music, which is half the battle in a lot of these games, right? And you might be wondering, why don't you just do that to the boss? Doesn't work, he teleports away. He's quite the bitch. Or genius, depending on whose side you're betting on. See that? They've designed it so that you don't mash, because he punishes the end of your combo, and if you don't move away, you get hit. It's clever. It's really good design. There you go. I love all the stuff that falls out of them too. So strange. Cool though. It'd be nice if I could knock him off the wall, just knocking him up like that. There we go. I think the neutral jump on that is the better move. Because when you're moving forward, he does a slash, but if you neutral jump it, he does that awesome looking uppercut. These are cool games though. They must. Ooh, that looks sweet. And the more you fight, the more you have these bonuses and the more they stack. Do you see them at the bottom left, how they're increasing and decreasing? I've got like an added 5 strength at the moment and some extra defense. And every time I land a hit, or every time I kill somebody, I think it is, it seems to increase that. Which is cool. There we go. I wonder if he's got a juggle system in later on when you get more moves and stuff. That could be really sweet. Because at the moment, admittedly, it is quite simple, but just because it's simple at the beginning doesn't mean it's always going to be simple, because video games, right? Look at that. Shit's crazy. I'm on 92 hits, which is nice that it doesn't just decay and get rid of your hits, like a lot of games would nowadays. But I really like Alundra. The one thing that bugged me about Alundra was there was no real guaranteed way to evade things. You had to move and run away from them and sight move, and a lot of the times they threw so much at you that it was really tough to do. If that game had a blocking system or an evasive system that wasn't just that big run you could do, I think Alundra would have been amazing. And it would have been a very easy thing to add / remedy. But unfortunately, the people who made that game, like, they made Alundra 2, and Alundra 2 was different in a lot of ways. And it wasn't as good as Alundra 1. And then I don't know if they carried on making games, because how many games do you see that are as good as Alundra 1? Alundra 1 had this awesome, like, mature take on the Zelda formula, and then it just vanished. And I love that game. Which I talk about it quite a lot. I should probably do a balls deep of that. I wanted to do a playthrough, but I remember how difficult the dungeons are. And, like, the puzzles in the dungeons are legitimately tough. Like, it doesn't matter how smart you are, it doesn't matter how fucking, like, mature you are, you're gonna get to a point where you're gonna want to use game facts. And it's just because they're tough. The game is tough. It's a really tough game. So let me just drop a quick save. And then we'll run back this way. I wish I knew how to run. Because if you look in the options, to go into options you push the right analog stick in, and I can't change any of the buttons because the buttons are mapped permanently. It's fucking stupid. But if you look at this, right, there's always dash once able, which tells me that I can't dash because I've been messing around to see if I can dash. And before it was on double tap as dash. But nothing works, so I'm in like a no dash zone. There goes the wolf. These weird flowers that throw pollen at me. And they does 3 damage. And then I powered up. So I can kill another. These flowers are tough though because your momentum of your swings, they make you move past them. It's one of the worst things about a game such as this where when you get close to things, the relationship between you and the thing when you're attacking can get kind of weird. There's a few games I've played that are like that. Like, I've been playing a lot of Astes, which is an awesome game that you're going to see on the channel at the beginning of August, because that's when the game technically comes out. And in that game, the combat is amazing up until you get really close to things, and then when you get really close to things, goofy shit happens. Some swings will miss, certain times you'll attack and it'll make the enemy go behind you. It just completely changes a lot of properties because things don't perform as they should. But here is the town with the people you can talk to. So we're going to talk to this lady. And we're going to buy a better sword. So we can buy a long sword, which is 34 damage, which puts us from 63 to 75. Look at that thing! I just need 24 grand. Why don't I have 24,000 for my plus 62 sword? I wonder if there's a super sneaky way of making money. I'm not grinding for 50 hours just to get a good sword. We'll go with that one. So we bought a long sword. I don't know how you equip stuff. I'm assuming it's like this. So this is 14 extra damage than my sword, but my sword was upgraded because I used something earlier on, which I should have saved in hindsight, but no worries. So there's a new sword, and if I go to this guy, I should be able to give him these things that temper equipment and make my equipment better. So if you look... Oh damn, I can't do it. I can do that though. I've got 5 as well. I wonder how strong I can make that sword. I've just bought a sword, and this sword's going to be better if I upgrade it. If I can get 2 more ravels, I can upgrade that. That's what I should do, right? I should focus on the good thing. Not focus on getting the shitty thing better. Focus on getting the good thing good. And you can talk to people, and it's just like RPG Maker. There's a little face in the bottom corner and the dialogue and everything. It's such an interesting formula. It really is refreshing, even though there's been a million of these games, so you're probably super fatigued if you like ease. But it's just like Tales, it's just like Star Ocean, it's just like Final Fantasy, you know? There is a type of RPG that can govern everybody. Look at Final Fantasy XII, an RPG I fucking hate, but it's so different and it's got such interesting mechanics and such interesting combat for people who want a different game, that it's like the only game of its type that's like that. You know, that weird MMO combat where you stand around like a twat not doing anything while the game plays itself. I hate that, but people like that kind of stuff, and that game is perfect for you if you like that stuff. I'm going to do a Balls Deep of the new Final Fantasy XII Zodiac Age, because I do own it. I got a really nice t-shirt too, which is the only reason I bought it. I was like, shall I try this game again, even though I hated it so much the first time? Let's see if I can enjoy something. And then I noticed that for 30 quid, because it only cost 30 quid, it came with a t-shirt. And t-shirts cost like 10 quid, so that's a game for 20 quid with a t-shirt. I'll have that. And the t-shirt is a picture of the cover, but it's in black and white. So it's a picture of one of the judges. I forget the name of him. Is it Judge Galbranth or somebody? And then the title of the game. It's a cool shirt. I like the shirt more than the game. Right, let's check this new sword, shall we? So it does good damage, and it's a little bit slower, but it seems like it's got a bit more range, I think. Then again, it looks side-on like it's got the same range. Maybe it's identical. Take that, you stupid wee bee. That's what I think of you, Beedrill. Who knew Ys created Pokemon, right? Ys has become the new Dark Souls. by creating Pokemon. There you go. Music is so good in this dungeon too. It gives you a really good feeling of like, I want to kick some things in the fucking teeth. Like, I love that feeling of, I'm going to kick ass now. This is time to kick ass. The music is telling me it is time to kicketh the asseth. Even though I can't hit anything, but that's not a problem. Let's go back this way. Damn, he dies before the end of the combo. That's really good news. Interesting. It sounded like it was making a different noise then. Is there like a just timing on each swing? That could be cool. Right. God, if this game had a roll, I'd love it. An invincible roll. Oh, please tell me it does later on. What's over here? Just a drop, right? I remember that. I don't know, it was making a noise before. There we go. I don't know how I made that noise. Interesting. I love picking stuff up too. It's such a simple graphic, but it just feels satisfying to pick it up. That's why games are fun, because they've got that satisfying nature to them. We come down here again, and we're going to take on this group of fellas. And get hit by that twat. Let's do the drop attack. Damn! Drop attack does way more damage now. That's really good to see. That was brutal. Wrecking fools. That's that guy that tells me to go to the storeroom and get bummed by a boss. Questionably looking boss. Can I farm money? No, you can't farm money. That's unfortunate. Totally would have if you could. There you go. See you later, friend. Shit. I dropped my input. That was me, though. That was not the game. Because as I was falling, it swallowed my jump. And then I did the attack afterwards like I was going to do it. And I was never going to do it. Thanks. A little weird bug thing. Anyway. My god. The more you drop, the more hits it seems to have. Did you see that? That's a terrifying move. I feel so strong. And I'm going to show you that boss and he's just going to wreck me. Interesting, it dropped like weird blossom things. So I had this idea, right guys? Here comes these awful monsters. I wanted to do a Demon Souls run in a modded Dark Souls, and I don't know if I can do this, but I've been thinking about this for a while now. I had this idea of modding properties of certain items. So like, I would use the Crescent Falchion, because let's face it, whoa, you see that? He knocked me down. Super aggressive knobheads. There you go, you can't get up the little... Oh, you can, shit. I'm moving, I'm leaving. Right, let me talk. Like, I'd use the Crescent Falchion. God, they're everywhere now. This enemy sucks. Dude, I can't stand, like, super sketchy, tricky nonsense. Oh, an invisible chest, great. I'm gonna die, too. There it was. Yeah, that's unfortunate. But this is the woe of doing a balls deep on a hardest difficulty, you know. There's a lot of this, which is not the most fun thing to watch. So I am sorry about that, guys. But as I was saying anyway, some of the kernels of the idea was I was going to mod green blossoms to be healing items, and I was going to make them be like the lowest tier grass. So the only way I can heal is by using blossoms, so it looks like I'm grassing from Demon Souls. And then I just do like the penultimate Demon Souls tactics, like the things that you do in Demon Souls, grassing to stay alive, you know, using the Crescent Falchion that nobody would normally use, or the Enchanted Falchion, which is probably what it's called in Dark Souls, and just doing like a funny run like that. And if I can go into the source files and mess with the music, I might change the music and stuff, and it could be just a really interesting project, but I suppose at some point I might as well just play Demon Souls, right? Because I haven't played it in ages and it's a great game. I want it on emulator. I want it on my PC, I want it at 60 frames a second. And it's going to take like 20 fucking years, which is really sad. Quite finished. Yeah, I don't like the weird perspective stuff. Alright. Where is that storeroom then? Is it over here? I want to show you the storeroom of Doom. No, that's just the drop. Okay. But guys, if you've got any ease tips and you're like a pro at these games, feel free to leave them, because I am going to continue this potentially. Just not on the channel. And I'd be interesting to see if there's something that's really good in this game that I'm not doing. Or some part of the game that I'm misunderstanding, because it does happen. Oh, he tells me to go back, so I have to go back. I've gone too far forward. Right. And I'll show you the boss, and then that'll be the video, I think. I'll let you form your own judgment, because I think the game is cool. I just think this difficulty's fucking nuts. Like, it doesn't feel bad until you get hit. Like, when you get hit, that's when you really notice it. It's here. It's the other side of this. Alright, so instead of going up, you go across, and there's a save point, yeah. And then there's the room. Room of Doom. So, we'll give him like 1 or 2 attempts. I'll show you what I mean, though. He has these weird sword moves that track onto you. And if you could just run past them, they'd be fine. But when you jump, one of them hits you because one of them's like lazy. So you come in, there's nothing interesting. You come down here, and when you trip this dude turns up. And he looks all super special and badass. Look at him. I'm almost certain he's a preset in RPG Maker because I recognize that vision. My name is Dulan, the Shade of the Great Will. I would have you show me your abilities, red-haired swordsman. And he gets his little force field on him, and he chucks these swords at you. So there's the first sword. There's the second set of swords, and here's the last set. And then you can hit him. Ooh, I do so much more damage. This is beautiful. So first set of swords, second set of swords, third set of swords. It's faster that time. And then you can hit him. So this looks way more manageable than it was when I first did it. Ow. I've lost my super sexy action mode. Oh, where did he go? Oh, new move. Oh, I thought I was going to die then. I did it! And it looked easy! And it wasn't, I assure you. But that sword is legit. I was doing 8 damage to him yesterday. Buy that sword, guys. Buy that sword.
Is that the best you have to offer? Still, you have an unmistakable spark in your eyes. We cannot afford interference at this crucial juncture. I must report this at once.
Cool. I didn't think we'd do that. We did that, guys. The balls deep will go on a little longer. What did we get? Acquired the Ignis bracelet. I've come up with a new recipe. Fuck off, Ignis. Here we go. Elemental bracelets grant Adol magical abilities. Some enemies are invulnerable to physical attacks, but crumble under might of certain... That's what it means, then. Those little shitbangers later on, they don't like magic. Press the magic key, which is C by default, while the bracelet is equipped. Unleash a magic attack. And you can use magic on other things. After acquiring at least 1 ruby, press and hold the magic button until your spell is fully charged. If your target is out of reach or you simply don't wish to engage in battle, fireballs are great. No shit. How do I do them? There you go. How do I take that off now? So it's X. X lets you do this. And your MP bar is at the bottom. Interesting. So you can do it quite a lot. I'm holding it to charge. It doesn't seem to doing the charge thing. Maybe I need more rubies. That looks sweet. Cool. This game's really cool. I can't believe I just bodied that boss and made it look easy. You know those jumps I was doing against those swords? I did the same jumps yesterday, and those swords were hitting me. So maybe I'm just, you know, I woke up a better player, but I don't think I did. I think I got lucky. Yeah! I feel like Vegeta, you know, when he gets pissed off and he just throws everything and it never works, but he does it anyway. And you'd think he'd learn, but he never does. It's got a very satisfying little ka-ding, ka-ding. It's a good noise. Simple, but it gets the point across. It does just about as much damage as my sword does, because we've got a sexy new sword. Can you do it? You can! If you press A and X at the same time, you can both slash and fire a ball. That's ridiculous. The ultimate, like, double puncher. You can doubly penetrate people. Double penetration. That's ridiculous. And it has massive knockbacks, so you can just stun lock them with it. That's crazy. Right, I'm gonna try and skip. There you go. Get wrecked. What does he have to say now? Oh, I see you found the bracelet we unearthed here a while ago. Not too shabby, an artifact, but I don't know. I'm just gonna need a feeling from it. It seems powerful. Scary, even. None of us wanted it, so we put it in storage. But you can use it, I'll bet. Against the monsters down below. Damn straight, son, we're gonna kill them! Little fucking nail baggers. Oh, interesting, you can do the... Ah, I didn't realise. So you don't have to do it, you can do a falling attack, basically. I didn't realise... There you go. I didn't quite realise that it worked that way. There you go. Get deaded, friends. So here's our noob. Motherfucker, dude. That range is ridiculous. They must want you to jump. In my dick. So it's just a big cock stuff, isn't it? It's like, here's a big nasty enemy. If you don't have magic when you get here, you're in trouble. It's gonna suck. You're gonna have a miserable time. Have fun with that. In my dick. Couldn't hit him then, he was like off axis. Weird. Couldn't hit him either. Get bent. Yeah, so they go down really quick with magic. It makes sense, right? Which is really satisfying, because I don't think they're a very nice enemy. Would go as far as to call them, I'm gonna get bummed here. There's too many. Ah! That was really scary, that. Whenever you get enemies that stack up and do like 20 damage to you, it can be really bad. Luckily. Ooh. Hey! There's a little puzzle. Quite a ruby. Cool. Does that mean I can charge it now? Magic enhancements? With even a single jewel attached to a bracelet can deliver a charged attack. Awesome. How do I put that on? Oh, I've already put that on. So I should be able to... Yeah, look at me now. Oh, whoa, that looked awesome. Damn, that's cool. And I can still run around and attack while charging. I can even claw jump and attack. I just... Fuck off, stupid game. So you can hold this indefinitely. If you could change the buttons, you could map this to a trigger, and you could always have this procced. But instead, I'm going to have to claw with my index finger to jump, and I'm going to use the bottom of my thumb to attack. Which is not ideal at all, but it's not that bad. And we'll see what this is. This might be actually the proper boss for this level. Oh, there's the mayor. He's all fucked up.
Who are you? What are you doing in a place like this?
I'm coming to save you, dog. Adol introduced himself and explained that he had to come to rescue. Ah, an adventurer. Well, if you're looking for Mayor Edgar, here I am. What a strange way of introducing yourself. I was accosted by monsters and managed to lose them here, but hurt my leg quite badly in the process. Well, I was actually just, trying to find some gold. They're quite peculiar. I peeked my head in earlier, and I must say, I've never seen anything like them before. But would you be willing to examine these ruins in my place? I would. I know it's rude, but how big's your dick? Too big for you, sir. Too big for you. There we go. Whoa. Look at this. Yeah, is it like a weird... There's a face! It looks a bit like Alexei. No, it looks more like Shiva. Nah, it's got the tits. Got the big titties out. Damn! Oops. I pressed A to jump. See, now that's a better example of what the last boss was like. Just like that. Oh, I dropped my jump. This is so strict. It curved! Did you see that? You need to jump into it. If you don't jump into it, you're fucked. If you jump too soon, you're fucked. Like, it's not... That's slower, did you see that? She's got a slower one. I can't tell what it's best to do, if it's best to charge, or if it's best to... Interesting. Fuck. I can't afford to miss. This is too hard to be missing. The directional one is the hardest one to dodge because if you're closer to her, it seems to track better. You see? Like, I even tried to fucking dodge it and I didn't have any... Dude. I don't get why she spams the same moves. How did that not kill? Can somebody tell me how that didn't kill? That was horrible. That is not fun. Whoever designed that boss, you fucking suck. God, that was just miserable, guys. You're not going to see all of that because it took like 20 fucking attempts. It's just... She's got 2 fucking moves! A boss with 2 moves that kills you in 3 fucking hits, and the only reason she hits you is because of shit detection. This music is great. Surprise, surprise, this is the person that the girl was talking about. One of the childhood friends of her and that doggy guy. And he's turned into a wanker, which is going to drive the main antagonist point of this plot, one would think, right? Oh, she found out. Here we go. Massive exposition dump. An impartial third party. Anyhow, guys, that is Ys, the Oath in Felghana. It's a cool game. I like it a lot. Is there a place to save here? I think I've got to go outside to save. I think that boss fight was a really bad example of the game because it was just super fucking boring but hard because I'm playing on Nightmare. So it was just the most simple bloody pattern on the planet, but because of the way that the moves worked, if you didn't dodge them perfectly, you got hit by them. It's the same thing that happened with the swords. So it's just kind of annoying. But I think the foundation here is strong and very interesting. I think it seems like a really, really cool game. Don't let my frustration in that fight affect your judgment of what you've seen, because I think you can have a ton of fun here. It's fucking tough for stupid reasons. Thank you for watching. You take care now.